In 1948, when the British people relocated all the Jewish victims, why did they choose Palestine when there was already an entire civilization living there?
By the way, there were always Jews in the land of Israel. Maybe not in big numbers, but Jews always had the yearning to come back to the land of Israel. Now, the British doesn't give us the mandate or the right or the obligation to come back to our land. That's our choice, and we took it. You can invent history, you can, revise history how much you want, but you can never deny the Jewish story. You can never deny the Jewish connection to the land of Israel. Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Wow.
I'm from Israel. Where you from?
Don't say anything outrageous. He's recording.
Canada. Live in Canada right now.
Oh, very nice. Are you originally from Canada?
No.
Where you from, man?
Lebanese.
Lebanese. So you're from the north of my land.
Yeah. There's some history, man.
Ahlan wa sahlan, Habibi.
Ahlan.
Are you Shia, Sunni, Christian, Maronite, Druze?
I don't think that's relevant, man. What's your goal behind these questions?
I'm Jewish. I mean, if you shy about, your origin, I can understand. You don't have to say. It's all good.
So what are you on here doing? Jewish Dawah?
Yeah, basically I'm Zionizing people.
Wow. Quite the guy, bro.
I mean, it's up to you. If you're not going to be scared, I can try to Zionize you. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Yes. Try to get Zionized.
Yeah. Let's see. What's your reasoning?
My reasoning is that I want to create world peace, because in my last incarnation, I was Miss Universe. So, I still have this ambition to create world peace.
Wow. This guy is on something.
Okay. So what's your idea on the whole political situation right now, yeah?
Actually, I want to hear your idea, but I will tell you in short, okay? I basically want us and the Palestinians to live together, and those that want to fight, they're going to suffer. Those that want to live with us, we're going to restore our sovereignty from the river to the sea, and Palestinians are going to live under Jewish rule.
Why Jewish rule?
Why other?
What?
Why other?
They were there first. Why do you get to come?
No, we were there first. No, I mean, when history starts, you tell me. I mean, I don't know. You shy probably about your beliefs, but when does history start? 1948, 1700, 1500. When does history start that you can say that they were there first?
Show me a world map in the year 1940.
Show me a world map with I can show you a world map with Judea and Samaria and the land of Israel.
If you look at a map in 1940, what is that?
Wait.
65 years ago, was Israel on that map?
2,000 years ago was Judea. You know that I'm right.
Was Israel on the map?
Yeah, of course. 2,000 years ago and also until now, yeah.
Dude, Judea was not an established country.
Judea is not a country.
No, it's not a country? Really? You sure?
It's not an established country.
You sure?
Is Israel
trying to deal with the Brits to go to
That's why it was important for me to ask you what is your religion, because if you are a Muslim, you basically sanctify something that was 1,400 years ago. And if that's so, why is it not relevant for me to sanctify something that was 3,500 years ago?
Hold on.
Okay. You want me to go?
By the way, Jesus, I don't know if you're Christian or Muslim, you're probably either a Christian or Muslim. Jesus was born in Palestine or Judea? Take your time. You probably have questions from... Am I being also in a podcast?
Wait, is this a podcast?
Mine is podcast, yeah. So anyway, I have a question for you.
Okay. Wait.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where was Jesus born? What was the name of the country that in the New Testament it mentioned that Jesus was born?
Bethlehem, West Bank.
Country, not the where? The West Bank?
West Bank, Palestine, yeah.
West Bank, West Bank, by the way, for our audience, West Bank is a new term that was called in 1948. Before that, there was no place called West Bank. Why they cannot say that he was born in Judea? Because once they recognize the Jewish story of the land of Israel, that now is called Palestine, their whole narrative is going to get crushed. And I do not want to hurt them. So that's why we need to understand. Anyway, so just to put you in line, Jesus was born in Bethlehem, Judea. Why Judea? Because that was where the kingdom of David, Judah, and the tribe of Judah, and the united kingdom of Israel was. And you cannot recognize that, right? You can't. I do not want to hurt you, brother.
Tell him Judea exists. Judea exists, but it became Palestine in.
So you admit that, I hear what he says. So you admit that there was a Judea. So we were here first.
No, he can hear you in the call, so you can just talk to him.
Yeah. You can
Here.
Judea became Palestine in 15 CE when the Roman emperors took it.
Right. So you admit that we were there first. It was called Judea, right? So we have an agreement. That's good.
Arab and Jews. It was a Semitic land of Arab and Jews.
No, there was no Arabs here, by the way. Arabs came from Arabia, and the Arab occupation came in the 7th century. You cannot deny that. You cannot. Why you want to bother? Why you cannot recognize the Jewish history of this land and also the Arab history of this land? Why either or? Why?
It was a Semitic land of Jews and Arabs.
No, it was Semitic land of Jews because the children of Israel that began our sovereignty 3,200 years ago in the land of Israel was no Arabs there. So don't invent history. Stick to the facts. By the way, I do not deny the Palestinian belonging to this land. I do not deny that there's also truth in the Palestinian story. But do me a favor, don't abolish the Jewish story.
Okay, but in 1948, when the British people relocated all the Jewish victims, why did they choose Palestine when there was already an entire civilization living there?
By the way, there were always Jews in the land of Israel. Maybe not in big numbers, but Jews always had the yearning to come back to the land of Israel. Now, the British doesn't give us the mandate or the right or the obligation to come back to our land. That's our choice, and we took it. You can invent history, you can, revise history how much you want, but you can never deny the Jewish story. You can never deny the Jewish connection to the land of Israel, and you can never deny the 3 prayers that we had every single day, more than 3,000 years, in Israel and outside of Israel. You can deal with it. You can take it or not, but you can try to deny it, but it will not help. It
will help because the Jewish people have never had a land. Until 1948, Israel did not exist because there was already an established country of Palestine with millions of people living there. Of course, there were Jews also living there because it was apparently a Semitic land.
Let me just correct him because he make a lot of revision in history.
Hold on.
He make a lot of revision in history.
He was letting you speak, so you gotta let him finish.
Right, but I need to correct him when he say things that are distorting history. But you want me to allow him to lie more? Fine, go ahead.
You said go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead and continue your distortion.
Go ahead. It's for you.
For me? Okay. I mean, the Jewish people have never had a land. Judea at some point existed. Palestine was also, Judea was taken over and became Palestine hundreds of years ago. There was already an established Arab civilization there. Israel did not exist and was not an established country until 1948. They were relocated there by European people. And until 1948, it doesn't exist on any map. And there was already people living there. That's undeniable. Of course, there were Jews living there. And of course, there were Jews living all over the world because after the Holocaust, they had nowhere to go. They did not have a land.
That's it? You finished lying? You have more things to say? No, let me continue what you say. Just to let you know, above me now, there's hovering a green goat with wings. The first Palestinian was a dinosaur, actually. And actually, there was never Jews living here. There was only Palestinians in the time of Jesus. And by the way, they killed Jesus. So basically, it's not the Jews, it's the Palestinians. But let's put it aside.
The Romans.
Wait, I want to continue with you with inventing history. Okay, let me flow with you. Also, the first. What else? There was a meteor that hit exactly where. I don't know. I'm trying to invent, but my brain is blowing. So what can I say, man? I mean, Do you know how ridiculous you sound? Do you know how pathetic you sound when you try to revise history? By the way, I do not know if you do it intentionally, you were indoctrinated, you eat a lot of baklava of lies. I do not know. But to be honest, one thing you said was true, that it was called Judea. And that's a good admission, So basically, my question is, where do the Jews, before they came to Europe, where did they came from?
The Jews have never had a land.
Again, but you said it was called Judea. But now you say the Jews never had a land. Take your time to think. Take your time.
Judea was taken over by the Romans and became...
But it was Judea, so Jews were here.
It was taken over by a completely
So
different...
Jews were here. Yes or no?
Were there, bro.
There were Jews.
So you admit the Jews were here. We had the kingdom and we had the sovereignty here.
No, because...
Who's David? Who's King David? Who's King David?
In 1948...
Who's King David? Answer my question. Don't deflect. Who's King David?
I don't know.
Okay, let me teach you. Unbelievable. King David was the king of United Kingdom of Israel. His people were my people, children of Israel, and at some point we went to exile because of the Romans. You can deny until tomorrow, but you cannot avoid the facts. You cannot avoid history. You can redesign history. You can say that the sky are purple. You can say a lot of things, but still, you cannot break the Jewish story. You cannot. I mean, I will cook you. I will make you ridiculous. By the way, you're lucky that your friend is not talking. And, we can't really hear, maybe some people can hear, some people cannot. But I want to speak with your friend because I want to have a more genuine conversation and see also who I'm talking to,
Yeah, what's up?
And by the way, you, the Lebanese guy, the Lebanese gentleman, so are you Christian or Muslim, if I may ask?
Why is it relevant?
It's relevant. I'm Jewish. I'm proud of my identity. What is your religion, bro?
I'm Muslim. What?
Alhamdulillah,
Yeah,
that's good.
sure.
So in the Holy Quran, that I respect, by the way, Dawood was the king, and he had also a kingdom. What was the name of his kingdom? What?
Tell me, you're teaching history right now.
I want to hear from you because you are the Muslim. You're supposed to know more.
I have my own questions, and I want to hear your full story right now.
I told you a lot of stories. Anyway, go ahead. Ask me questions, bro.
Okay, my friend wants to talk to you again in a minute. But
I want to talk to you because I can hear him very slow, and it's yeah.
Here's my question. I want to talk recent history.
By the way, before we talk recent history, when history begins?
There's no set date on history. What's that?
Okay, you want to talk recent history. I'm going to determine that let's talk about the history of the 20th century. Not just 1948, but 1920, 1921, 1929, and 1947. How about that?
Sure, why don't you say we'll go to the 7th century?
Okay.
We can also do that, by the way. I heard what he said.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my question, right? How are you justifying the mass genocide right now? What's your justification?
Which genocide? You mean the war? You mean the war that they started, killed our women and children, and basically when they failed and we attack and killed their people, and especially their combatants. By the way, they had no combatants, right? I mean, you talk about the genocide, so-called genocide, that we destroyed 70% of the buildings in Gaza and only 60,000. By the way, I admit that there's also innocent women and children that die. What about the combatants that you never count? Why don't you speak never about the combatants, the terrorists of Hamas that we kill, and we need to separate their heads from their bodies? Why don't you talk about them? Why? Why always the women and children? This is my question. Why? And also answer me this question. Answer me now a question, because I answer yours. Why don't you guys ever speak about Hamas terrorists, and why Hamas terrorists wear their uniforms only twice, in the beginning of the war, in October 7th, and in the prisoners and the hostage exchanges? Why?
Did you say the war started October 7th, right?
This current war, yeah. I know it started way before, by the way, but this October 7th. And don't deflect. Why do they wear uniform in the first day of the war and the exchanges deals? Why?
It's their uniform? I don't understand what you're trying to...
I do it again. Why Hamas terrorists, combatants for you, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Why Hamas terrorists wear the uniform only in the first day of the war and in front of the cameras in the prisoner or the hostage exchange deals. Why?
I'm gonna say so they don't look like soldiers.
So they don't look like soldiers? Is that what you're gonna tell me?
Why?
I don't know.
I will tell you why. Because then naive fools like you that eat the baklava of lies identify them as innocent civilians, and that's why you say only what happened to why you kill women and children. But it's okay. If the baklava of lies is tasty, bon appetit.
Okay. I want to come back to a point. You said war started October 7th, this recent war, right?
No, I didn't say that the whole war began on October 7th.
I said the recent
The
one.
recent war, yeah.
Yeah. So the list of genocides before, massacres before that, there's a lot.
You mean the wars that they begin against us, right?
There's a lot, bro. Jaffa massacre, Khan Yunis massacre, Jerusalem massacre, Sabra and Shatila massacre.
Who killed, by the way, in Sabra and Shatila, the Palestinians?
I'm reading off a list right now. I can't.
Good. I have in my mind Sabra and Shatila. Who killed the Palestinians there? It was in Lebanon. It was in your country, right?
Yeah, I know that.
And
too.
who killed them? Who killed the Palestinians there?
That was a Jewish invasion. No, I don't know this one right now, but I know the war in Lebanon was a Jewish
Who
invasion.
killed the Palestinians in the Sabra and Shatila massacre? Answer me. Answer me.
Is it a massacre on Palestinians or not?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely. Who made the massacre in Sabra and Shatila?
It's an Israeli-Palestinian conflict, so it's going to be between two parties, no?
Let me surprise you. It was the Christian Phalangist, Christian militias that killed the Palestinians. But you will not know, right? Because, the baklava of lies is very tasty, right?
So you have a justification for all of these massacres?
You have a justification for the 1929 massacre in Hebron that you probably are not aware of because, again, the baklava is so tasty. The baklava...
What year was that?
1929. But history begins in 1948.
Wait.
I understand. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Israel was not a country at that time.
Palestine was never a country, too.
What? What?
Who was the Palestinian leader or president before 1948?
I can look it up.
Look it up. Go ahead. Take your time.
Gaza massacre of 2008.
Take your time. No. Let's focus now on who was the Palestinian leader and what was the name of the Palestinian.
Stop my own questions. Gaza massacre.
No. I wait. I want to hear the leader of the Palestinians before 1948.
I thought you didn't want to talk to this guy.
Hajj Amin al-Husseini.
Hajj Amin al-Husseini, who was basically appointed by the British. He wasn't the head of Palestine. But you know who Hajj Amin al-Husseini was? You know who he collaborated with? Ask him, maybe you know, because there's a very famous picture of him shaking hand of the little mustache man. But I don't want to hurt your narrative, I don't want to break you, bro. I don't want to put you in a corner too much. Anyway, listen, it was great talking to you. Definitely you need a lot of education. But, this is the bad news because you're uneducated and actually being fed a lot of baklava of lies. The good news is you speak with me and I Zionize you bit by bit. Alhamdulillah.